In this video, I'm going to show you how you add students to a course you've manually created in Canvas. So here I am on my dashboard in Canvas, and here's my summer school math course that I've created. So I'm going to open up that course, and I'm going to go to People over on the left. And you'll see right now, there's only one person in this course, and that's me as the teacher. There are no students and nobody else. So to add students, I'm going to click the People button in the top right here. Click that People button, Add People button, and you can see you can add users by email address, login ID, or SIS-ID. For our purposes, you'd either be using the email address or the SIS-ID. And we're going to do it both ways, just so you can see how it works. Also, what's really cool is you can add all your students from a list at one time. So I'm going to bring over this Excel spreadsheet, and you'll see, let's assume that I have a list of student email addresses of the students that are in my section or in my course. I'm going to copy those email addresses right from that Excel sheet. And then I'm going to make sure email address is clicked on Add People. And then I'm going to right click and paste those in there. And you'll see it, paste them right in a list. Go down to role, make sure role is set to student. By default it will be, but if you accidentally changed it to teacher, then you'd be making all these kids teachers, and you don't want to do that. Also, if you have more than one section on your course, make sure you choose the correct section. Most teachers who are manually creating courses only have one section, but if you want to have multiple sections, or you have multiple sections on your course, then make sure you select the section that you want to add these students to. And also, if you have multiple sections, you can decide whether or not you want students to be able to interact with users in their section only. Now I'm going to click Next. And you'll see it went into the Canvas database and pulled the names of those 4 students and where they belong. And you just click Add Users, or if something's wrong, you can cancel or start over. But assuming everything is correct, you're just going to click Add Users. And now you can see these 4 students have been added as the role is students. And you'll see that they're all classified as pending. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. First, let's show you how you can add students using an 6-digit student ID. Pretty much the same method. So I'm going to click plus people. Only now I'm going to click SIS-ID. And for our district, that's the 6-digit student ID. And so I'm going to open up this Excel sheet. Now for these test students, because these aren't real students, these are fake numbers, so they're not our 6-digit ID. But if you were adding students, real students, it would be that 6-digit student ID code. I'm going to copy those. Again, make sure SIS-ID is selected. I'm going to just paste those in here. Make sure role is student. Make sure they're in the right section. Click Next, and you'll see all of those students are now represented here correctly. I'm going to click Add Users, and now you see those students have been added to my Canvas course as well. So it's very simple to add students. Now, as far as the pending goes, when you manually add students to a course like this, it does not immediately make them active in the course. It adds them to the course and it sends them an invitation. And if I hover over that pending, you'll see that it says this user has not yet accepted the invitation to the course. So that is the second part of this. When you're adding students manually, the student has to accept the course invitation. So when you add them manually on that first day of class, you'll want to make sure they all log into Canvas and accept the invitation. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, just so you know exactly what to expect. So we're going to go into a part of Canvas that you wouldn't necessarily have access to. So just bear with me a moment while I get to the right place to emulate this kid. So I'm now going to be emulating one of the kids that we've added to my summer math course so that you can see what they see and what they need to do in order to officially join the course. So I am now acting as Ferris Bueller, number something, number 1, and you'll see at the top here in green there's a big banner that says you have been invited to join Summer School Math with the following user role student. Decline or accept. In order to be included in that class, the student has to click accept. Once they click accept, they are now officially in that course. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard and go back to Summer School Math and back to people, and you'll see while everyone else is still pending, Ferris 1 Bueller 1 is now officially in my class. The pending is no longer there. If a kid accidentally clicks cancel or whatever, you can go over here to the right, to these 3 little dots on the right, and you can resend the invitation. So if a kid accidentally clicks cancel, undoubtedly at least one will, then this is what you do. You just go log in, find that kid in the list. You'll find them easily because I'll still have the pending, and then go over here and click resend invitation, and it'll the invitation will show back up on their dashboard for them to accept. Anyway, that is how you add students manually to any course in Canvas.